I'm Krishna. I'm having 10 years of industrial experience working for a global MNCs as a lead cloud engineer and database architect. Also, I'm having a 4 years of experience in a corporate training.
Hi everyone, welcome to KSR DATAVIZON EdTech Snowflake Cloud Engineering. We are back with a new topic today for this short technical video, which is a new feature added into a database by Snowflake team. Currently, it's in preview mode, but it is available in all accounts. We will try to understand this concept and ease our work while implementing logging mechanism while we writing the stored procedures and the user-defined functions. So let's call the topic which we are going to discuss today. The topic name is called as an event table. It's currently in a preview, as I said, which is a newly been launched into all the accounts, which is still in a preview mode. That means you can start implementing in your trial accounts, or if you have any enterprises accounts, you can ask to support team to have this on your system to can just try and see what you can able to change it. Okay, but as I said, it is this event table is going to help us to have a logging mechanisms into the table on an account level and a session levels. Okay, so currently what's happening, what are these event tables and what is exactly it is going to replace, right? So in Snowflake, we have a lot of functions like a user-defined functions, or table or user-defined functions, or a stored procedures. What we will be doing inside a stored procedures or user-defined functions, we will be writing our own logics. Okay. So while we writing these logics, what we will be doing to make sure our logics are working fine, we will be putting some logging also inside that. What is logging? To understand either our commands or the statements which you have provided inside the stored procedures or user-defined functions are successfully executed, or exactly where the point of failure is happened, and to make our life easy to understand what exactly went wrong, so directly we can go to that particular point and see what exactly been failed, so we can repair our stored procedures or user-defined functions. Okay, so leave this event table and understand what in the current world, what how we are able to capture this. Okay, how we are doing. So a lot of projects are following, they create their own something like an error table or a log table or something. And with whatever the logic they are writing inside the stored procedure, adding to that, they are writing a logic or a SQL statement to insert the logging information into that error tables or log tables. To understand, example, I would say you have executed some insert statement and you have said that, okay, my insert is completed into this table, this many rows are inserted. Okay, our particular statement is failed, or you have fetched some data, the count of the records is you are expecting should be 100 records, but there are only 50 records. So to do this condition, what you will be doing, you will be writing some if condition to check whether your condition is satisfying or not. Based on the condition you are satisfying, you have to write your custom SQL statement to insert this data into some event, some kind of logging tables, which is like an additional code you have to write it, right? You have to take care of this code syntax and everything like this, which is like a, so probably I would say if you are writing in 100 lines code, almost like a 20 lines of this logging itself you have to write to make sure you have a perfect logging has been implemented in a stored procedures. Okay, which is an additional task for you. And also you have to have your own tables to be created. If there are multiple teams, are there multiple teams has to maintain their own tables. Okay, so there is a lot of tedious tasks while you implementing this logging mechanism inside your user defined functions or a stored procedures. Okay, what is the benefit of having this event tables, right? So event tables is the new concept or the new topic or the new future is being implemented inside a Snowflake cloud data warehouse. What is the main reason of this? Event tables are, these are designed to log and capture the events throughout your stored procedures. Example, I would say something got failed. So automatically it should be able to appear into some table so that I will able to understand there is a some failure has been happened. Okay, or some success message has been completed, right? So I remember in one of our project last 3-4 years back, we had one of the file ingestion work where we have to implement a lot of logging to make sure that everything is working and each and every step is being implemented. Okay, implemented and executed successfully. Okay, now these event tables are going to make our life very easy implementing these event tables in the account. Okay, so the main reason of these event tables are to log and capture the events such as messages or activity records generated from your either functions or stored procedures inside your code. Okay, so we will try to have one demo and I'll show you that how you can able to log this information and how easy it is going to be implemented. Okay, and also there are some restrictions with these event tables. You need to have only one active event table throughout the account. You can able to set this whatever the event table is been created, and the same event table any team can able to use it based on the level of logging it has been capturing, right? You can easily differentiate which query is executed, which user is executed, which time it is executed. Okay, what exactly there is a problem. So I'll show that log also, how detailed log it automatically captures. You don't need to do any explicit logic for that. Okay, it automatically captures based on the event you are going to be applied for your store procedure statements or a user defined functions. Okay, so we can perform only a subset of table operations on this event table. That means on this table, event table, you are going to create, right, to capture all your logs and logs and events. So what all you can do, you can show, you can view what are all the event tables are available in your account. So only one should be active all the time. You can describe the event table to see the structure of the event table. So you don't need to define this one. As soon as we just say that create a event table, automatically the structure of the event table will be created by a Snowflake. So you don't need to define anything over there. They have already structured it. Okay, everything has been already designed and you just need to create the table. I'll show the syntax how to create the event table. Okay, we can drop the table, undrop the table. That is like a time travel you can do. You can able to do a clustering key on top of it. You can able to do, you can do all the time travel. As I said, you can truncate the data, you can delete the data, and you can alter the table as well. Okay, so now we understand what is the purpose of the event table and how it is going to help us, what we are following as a legacy mechanisms. Okay, I'll quickly walk through the demo here and we will understand how we can able to implement that. Okay, so this is my Snowflake account. In this Snowflake account, I have a set of commands, not very tough to understand. It is very easy. So, okay, to do this kind of test case scenario, event one, event table creation, I'm just creating one new database for me. Okay, these are all normal, right? So just to show that I'm going to create a event table in one of the database and the schema, I'm just creating a one supporting schema for me. Okay, so I have created a database and schema. So now let's refresh and see if it is created for me. Yeah, it's created. Good. So we don't have right now any tables or anything. Schema is created. So now how you need to create the event table. Okay, the syntax you need to follow over here, it is create. Event is the keyword you have to use it. So as I said, if you see here, I'm just saying that create. Event is the extra keyword I have added, and a table and a table name. It's a fully qualified name I have provided. I haven't provided any DDL over here. That means I didn't even saying any data types or any columns over here. Okay, I'm simply running this command. If you see, I'm running this statement. This statement has executed. This has created an event table for me. Okay, so now let's see if there is any data available in this event table. So now I'm just doing select star from my event table. Okay, we will check whether the event table is created and what are all the columns it is automatically created for us. That is timestamp, start timestamp when it is started, at observed event when event observed, right? At what observed it has been done, trace how debug levels and the trace levels you can able to do is. So logging mechanisms, right? So log levels, there are different types of log levels are available. Trace you can have a log levels as a info, debug, warn, error. There are many log levels. So we will try to understand basics. You can explore more about this in the Snowflake documentations. Okay, so just to give a very quick glance, we are doing this short video so that it will help you to understand what is an event table. If you are going for any interview, it will it is an add up to your knowledge, and you can able to show this to interviewers saying that this is some new concept has been appeared in the market for in a Snowflake. So I do also know this. Okay, this shows your keen towards the Snowflake and the experience you are having with the Snowflake. Okay, so you can able to set your log levels many. So we will see that. Okay, resources, resource attributes, scope. So there are many columns. It is automatically created by a Snowflake when we create it as an event table. Once we create some data, right? Once we start logging the data, we will able to understand what kind of information it captures. Okay. So now I have created my schemas and I have created an event table where I'm going to capture the information. You can able to drop your event table as well. So as we discussed in the slide, so you can able to do drop operation also in event table. Okay. So once you have created your table, as I said, one active account only should be available throughout the account. Okay. So how you can able to set up that? So you have to run your alter commands. Okay. On an account level, account level alter commands should be executed so that you are going to set a new parameter called as an event table, which is already existing in your parameter list. If you do show parameters, you see this event table is an empty for you now. Okay. So now what I'm going to do on an account level, I'm going to set my event table to this particular table. So what my account will able to understand, if Krishna wants to test something, if he has put that particular event has to be captured, it has to be captured inside this particular table. Okay. So now I am setting it. Okay, a simple command. You would be running this parameter sets for a lot, right? So like a clean session keep alive. There are many other parameters like that. Like that, we have simply created if we set up the event table parameter. Okay. So next one is you can able to set a log level, either session level you can able to create, or if you want to create it on an object level also, you can able to create. How this session how the session levels is going to help is, so you can able to have the session levels either a session on a session level or you are going to have it on an object level. Okay. So hierarchy, how it works, we all know how the hierarchy works, right? If you set anything on an account level or a session level, then object levels, how the priority of it is going to take, the same kind of hierarchy allows or allowed for the same for this logging mechanism as well. So you can either set it on a session level or you can set it on an object levels. We will see both. Okay. So now I have set it on a log level. Okay. So now I have created in this previous command, I have setted my account tables to this particular table which I have created. Okay. So now quickly we'll see whether it is been set up is completed. Okay. So let's run this. So now you see event table is the parameter. In this one, value is been whatever the fully qualified name. So make sure you always needs to give the fully qualified name while you are setting up any account level parameters. Okay. So account level parameters description is event destination for the given target. So you are going to have your event destination. Any events has created and you set up, based on that, it is going to come and log over here. Okay. So now all the setup is completed for us. Okay. So I have a one simple stored procedure. What is the stored procedure does is I have created a very small table. Inside this, I have a one column. Okay. In this column, I want to capture a data. Okay. This column data has to be inserted using a stored procedure. I have written a very simple stored procedure. It's written in a language called as a JavaScript. In the JavaScript, I have written a command called as a insert into the particular table, whatever the table I have mentioned here, column name, values, and param is the value. If this is the param value, I'll pass it while I'm calling the stored procedure. Okay. So this value will get replaced here. And what will happen? Snowflake execute command will execute particular this SQL statement and inserts the data into this particular table. If this insert statement is successfully completed, then what will happen is the way how you need to do a logging is simple thing. So snowflake.log, okay, info, as I said, you can give an info, you can give an error, you can give a warn, you can give a debug, you can write many like this. Okay. So what is this all info, error and all? It's all called as a severity. What is the purpose of this severities? Right? Severity is nothing but think that you have something you have to mention. It is very critical to complete. It's a critical is the keyword has to be highlight over there. The importance it will show. Right? In a similar way, you can have your severity mentions. So you can mention as a warn, you can mention as a just for a debug purpose or just information purpose. Okay, you can able to mention the severity based on the level of logging you want to do it. Okay, here what I'm doing is if it executes fine, just I want an information to check in my table that the data has been processed into a test table. No, if there is any failure happened, I want to say there is an error happened, test table load has been failed. No, you don't want to error also you don't want to highlight. Okay, you want to just say that it is fine if it fails. You just want to throw an warning severity. Then you can just mention it as in a warn. Then you can mention whatever the message you want to have it in your event table. Okay, so for now, I'll just comment it out. Okay, so I have commented it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute this. I'm creating the table and I'm creating the stored procedure as well. Okay, so now you see I have created a table and the stored procedure also created for us. Let me quickly refresh here and see if the table and the stored procedures are created for me. You see the tables and stored procedure are created for me. Stored procedure is created and my table is also created. It's just a sample test table I have created. Okay, so now stored procedure is created. What I have said, just to reiterate what it particular stored procedure does is, it just read the value what we are passing and inserts into a table. Okay. So now, as I said, here you can able to set it on a session level, or you can able to set it on an object level. How we can able to set it on an object level? How can you set it is just an alter command. Okay. So what is that? Alter your procedure name with whatever the parameter data type you are passing. All you need to do is set log level is equals to info. Okay, this info you can have it like this. You can have this info as warn. Okay, this one you can have it as you can have it as debug, you can have it as error, your wish. Okay, for me what I'm saying is I'm passing it as an info. So info will take if it information, right? So info is something like a high in hierarchy. It can able to digest either it is an error or a debug or a warn or whatever it is. Okay, so now what I am doing is I am executing this alter stored procedure. Okay, alter on a object level. If you see here on a object level, I have set my log level information. Okay, so now I have setted my log level. Now what I'll do is, let's check in this event table if there are any events are created for us. Nothing. I have, after I setted the event table, I haven't executed anything. I have has not set this anywhere. Okay, so now I have, what I'm going to do is, this stored procedure is already executed. So what I'm doing is I'm just calling the stored procedure by passing in a value. Okay, so I'm executing this. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, it's successfully completed. Null. Okay, there is no error happened. Return value is a string. Okay, so I haven't mentioned anywhere written. So that's the reason it is passed as a null. That's fine, not a problem. Okay, you can able to mention here success, or return failure, your wish. Okay, so now it is successfully completed. Okay, so if it would have been successfully completed here. Okay, so now how could I know whether it is successfully completed or not? Okay, so now what I can do is I can go to my event tables because I already have setted my Snowflake log here, snowflake.log, which will be inserting a data directly into an events table. If you see here, I haven't written any kind of insert statement. Okay, this particular function will automatically communicates with whatever the event table has been set at a account level. Okay, so now go back to the event table and see whether it has created any events for us. Okay, it is not yet created. Doesn't mean that it has not yet created. One thing we need to keep in mind is this event tables will take a very bit time of latency to refresh the tables. Okay, so keep in mind event tables will take a slight time to refresh the events inside the tables. Okay, so you'll try to execute it again. Okay, you see here it is executed. There was a slight 10 to 15 seconds or 20 seconds it takes time to get refreshed. It is saying you executed at this particular time. Okay, the event has generated at this particular time. Okay, what exactly the attribute it has been triggered? Resource attributes. Let's check this. Okay, I'm copying this, I'm pasting here. Let's understand what are all the information it is giving to us. Okay, so good. Let me wrap it up. View what wrap. Okay, so I have wrapped up the data. So what all the information it is giving to us? It is saying who is the user executed it, what is the database name the particular object is available. Okay, it is executable ID, what is the exact object name. Okay, this is the stored procedure name. It is giving stored procedure name, what type of object it is, in which schema it is available, the query ID it used to execute that particular SQL statement, who, what is the role is available, which is an account admin, what is the warehouse it has been used, what is the language the stored procedure has been created, which is JavaScript. So it provided all the information. So now what I can do is, if you already having this kind of information which is in a key value pair, okay, you can write your own SQL queries to read what are all the events is being created particular this stored procedures. That means type is equals to stored procedure, where executable name is equals to this stored procedure. You can able to get what are all the events happened in a day or in a month or whatever the time frame you are going to set up on this particular event table, right? So now think that your job is executed. Okay, it is executing every day. You scheduled this job and it is executing every day at 10 o'clock or some time. Okay, so but you want to understand how it was running. It was running every day. If there was any failures happened, there are any errors happened, now this event table is going to help you a lot to understand that all kind of analysis of execution of your stored procedures, right? So one of the column is providing this all detailed information for us. Now going back, so what other columns it is going to provide to us? Okay, so you see scope attributes, record type is a log information, the severity is just a info, we are not giving any higher severity to this. Okay, and the message you have mentioned that data has been successfully processed into a test table, right? You can easily understand this event table. You haven't implemented any extra event tables or a log or error information, that you didn't done anything. It simply said that what exactly the information is, either your command is successfully executed or failed. Now you can have this kind of commands throughout your executions. If your stored processor having 100 checks, 100 test cases, or 100 loads is happening into some tables, so you can able to have this for the 100 checks. So you can able to see the series of comments where your stored procedure has executed each and every activity you mentioned inside a stored procedure. Okay, now we have seen the info, that is good. Okay, now I want to fail this. Let's check how the error message will happen. Okay, now I will just think that you have made a small mistake over here. So now you now think that this is syntax error you have made. I'm just executing this. Okay, my stored procedure executed, there is some syntax error is available. Okay, let's execute this into your log level info only. Okay, now you call your stored procedure. Okay, I'm calling your stored procedure. Okay, it says that successfully completed. Okay, but let's check in an event table, either it is really successfully completed or it's failed. Okay, so what I have done here, if you see, what I mentioned is try to run this stored procedure in a try command, exception handling, try to execute over here. If successfully completes, message, put this message into an event table. Okay, if it fails, catch an error. Okay, you can mention your error information also here. You don't need to worry. You can mention your error. You can copy this error. Okay, you can say this error plus you can have this concatenation also. You can mention this error also, and you can capture error as well if you want to. Okay, so now just I have mentioned it as a test table. So error means it's a system defined errors, right? So you will get to know what exactly been failed. Now I have written here is a custom error which I need to understand. Okay, so now it has failed for us. So failed means it should come here, and I said to this one is in an event table, go and put there is some error happened with a severity as an error, so that if I query event table, if there is any severity with an error, I'll take a proper action. Either I'll take it as an alert, I will send it if based on an error happened. So you can able to set your alert notification also in Snowflake. Okay, so now we will go back to the event table and try to understand if it is logged that error information. Okay, you see one more is got added. This is the latest one it is added. So let's go here and try to understand what it. So log is info and log is a error. Okay, so you see here, this is the latest one happened. So if we come down here, what it is doing is, okay, so what it has done is it has been logged as an error for us. Okay, that means the severity text is error. That means it's in a high issue. So now you can take your proper actions if there are anything failed. So now test table load has been failed. Okay, so now what you can do, you can query this one. Okay, select start from this table where the record severe text is equals to error. If that is the case, there is any errors happen, you can able to set your alter notifications. Okay, if you want to, sorry, alert notifications if you want to notify someone else. Okay, or if you want to do some kind of analysis, you can able to take an analysis based on the severity. Okay, so severity will define that how important that error is for your analysis purpose. It's just for info, you can have it as an info. Okay, so now you would see it almost it reduced a lot of work for us writing in a different insert statements into a different tables to maintain this kind of custom messages or a logging mechanisms, which is made our life easy by using the event tables. Okay, so try out this one. This is going to be very easy and going to be very helpful when you are going to have this logging mechanisms, right? As a standards which we follow in a projects, logging is must and need to have it in your stored procedures and user defined functions to understand what is going wrong. Okay, based on the event table you created, right? If there are any errors, based on the select statements on top of it, you can able to send an alerts. Okay, you can say there is a stored procedure failed. How can you set up alert? Go to this event table, check the severity is an error. If that is there, create your alert notification. Put that SQL statement inside your alert notification and send it to the people whoever you want to send it. Okay, this makes easy for you. Okay, so this is a new concept, feature provided by a Snowflake. You can implement in your projects, which will be well appreciated by your architects or your data teams. Okay, to that, I will be ending this topic. Thank you so much for joining. And also just to highlight at the last point, as a KSR DataVision EdTech, so we are providing a trainings and there are ongoing trainings and there are new batches is going to start. We have a different types of trainings and a coaching and courses are available with us. So we are spreaded across a cloud engineering, we cross, it's Snowflake, Azure database, Azure side, and we have a Power BI side, and we have like a Python coding. There are many other courses we have. If you want to know any details about us, you can contact to this number or you can drop a message to us to this address. Okay, take care. Thank you. Thank you for staying through and stay tuned to the space. We will be coming with new technical topics and we would like to spread all the technical topics around different technologies for you to upskill your knowledge. Thank you so much.